Before we begin, I just want to talk about a story that I mentioned last week on last week's episode about a young girl named Amber. So we were under the impression that she had gotten AIDS and she was no longer with us because of these AIDS. I found out that this was not the case. She actually passed away from stage 4 cooties.
What?
God took her away from us too early. God bless the dead. This is the Corporate Streetz podcast. This is the podcast for people who would buy a 4K cinematic quality video camera just to tape world star videos. This is Jerren.
And this is TJ.
All right, man. So, my bad. I had to get a little shout out to Amber. You know, she passed away from cooties. It got pretty bad, and it got her, man.
And you kind of made her look like a hoe before she went out too.
Yeah,
like,
my bad. You know, her family reached
out. You made
her
look like she was really out there in them streets. She went from you, she went to the next guy. Like, you really had her out there.
Her family wasn't happy, and her family and friends weren't happy about me spreading rumors about her having AIDS. So, you know, they gave me the real deal and was like, you know.
Didn't we say allegedly though? If we didn't say allegedly, we're saying it now.
I definitely did not say allegedly. No, well, it's not alleged no more. We found out that she actually had cooties. So,
well, maybe she had both. Shit, I don't know. Allegedly.
So man. So I was watching some stuff on Facebook. I was looking at Facebook. I was on the Facebook earlier before we got started here. And,
you're one of those social media guys, huh?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a social media guy, but
dog, you love the face of the book. You love the face of the book, dog.
I guess, man. I mean, like lately, like I haven't watched TV in a month. Like there's been a whole month where I just have not cut on.
That's
TV.
Because you be on fucking Facebook. Like turn that shit off and maybe you can get some news in.
It could be after Walking Dead ended, I kind of like just didn't want to watch TV anymore. Like I tried to watch like Black Ink. I just couldn't watch that shit either. So I stopped watching TV.
A lot of that shit is detrimental to the brain, dog.
Yeah. So
shit, Facebook is too, to be real.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, speaking of World Star. So yeah, I've been watching that a lot too. And there's this video that popped up about this father who his son got into some trouble in school. And so this father, let's call him, what do we want to call this guy? What's a good name for him?
Whatever you want, dog. Go for it.
Okay. So let's call him Tyreek. So Tyreek had decided he's going to beat up his son to teach him a lesson about...
No, Raheem.
Oh,
call him Raheem.
Wait a minute. So the father's name is Raheem?
Yeah, we'll call him Raheem.
Raheem. He did look like a Raheem now that you said
it. He really looked like a Raheem. It just popped into my head.
Yeah.
So yeah. Raheem, what did Raheem do?
So Raheem, let me set the picture here. So they were in what looked like to be a pretty nice house or townhouse or apartment or whatever.
Yeah, they weren't doing too bad.
Or it was a really nice Section 8 townhouse. I have no idea. But the shit looked good.
Come on, dog. What?
No, I'm just saying. Like
his house was nice, dog. Just he had a nice place. Dog, they had a nice place.
There was no furniture in there.
They moved it all out the way.
Like for this boxing match they had.
Yo, just get to the story, dog. Okay. Tell them what happened. Just in case you haven't seen it yourself.
So this guy starts out the video. It's like, yo, my son, he's acting up in school. You know, I want to teach him how to be a man. I don't got no girls.
He was being a little dumbass in school. He walked out of the class while the teacher was talking. He was tough. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, kids do that kind of shit. Peer pressure.
17. He's 17. He's not really a kid.
Was he 17?
17.
He looked small as fuck though.
Yeah, I think he was 17.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but he wasn't no 12-year-old.
I was thinking he was like middle school age. Well, I guess he wasn't that.
Nah, he wasn't middle school.
Hey, that'd be fucked up. You beat up like a 12, 13-year-old.
No, I think homie was 17.
Okay, let's go with 17. I don't remember him saying his age, but I mean, maybe you looked at it somewhere else. I don't know. So basically, he was going to show him these hands. So they put on some boxing gloves, the father and the son. But check this out. So Raheem had the forethought. He had the responsibility enough to make his son put a mouthpiece in. So clearly he was a proponent of the Heads Up program.
Right.
You know, so he didn't want his son to get a concussion.
Well, hold on. Before you finish setting the tone, though, he did say that this is going to be a form of discipline. Because I don't know about y'all. Y'all might have girls out there, but I have boys. I'm finna raise a man. So I'm about to show him some discipline. And I'm going to also teach him how to throw hands. He's going to teach him how to fight.
So he had him put his mouthpiece
He said this lesson was twofold.
Right. And he said, so get this mouthpiece in and you about to get this work. And and for whatever reason, he mentioned this in the end of the video, but he had already had a sweat worked up. So I don't know if Raheem was just out of shape, but he was already sweating before like this video started. So I don't know if he said this wasn't the first round. So
yeah, he said it wasn't the first round. So that led me to believe that it's like a boxing match. We finna go.
So why did they need a second round? Just because the kid was cool, it looked like, after the first round. All right, so long story. Well, we've already gone into it, but he ended up beating the shit out of this kid. He was hitting them with left and right combos. I mean, he was uppercutting his ass like Lil Mac. I mean, he was like,
yo, wait, it wasn't no Street Fighter type uppercuts. I mean, he wasn't holding back. And anybody that has a teenager knows you can't hold back because you will lose because they do become strong as they get older.
Dude, hey, that could be true, but you don't have to tiger uppercut this motherfucker. Like, this kid was like 5'4" or something. He was a good 6-7 inches smaller than this man, a whole 100 pounds smaller. So he didn't have to worry about. This wasn't a case of your son outgrew you and now you need to out muscle him. There was no way.
No. I'm saying when you get to a certain age, they're stronger. They're stronger than what you think. I have a teenager, and whether we playing sports, whether we running in a foot race, if we arm wrestling, I'm not giving him chances no more, dog. Like, there is no chance. I'm going hard every time, and if he's gonna beat me, he's gonna have to beat me. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to do it because you give them you make it easy for them, they will beat you. Okay. And then you're gonna be looking like a fool talking about, man, I really took it easy on you though. You know what I'm saying? I could have sped up. I had a nitro boost in my feet, but I didn't use them this time, no, because I felt sorry for you. Man, don't even want to hear that shit.
Right. So the question in this video, and I'm gonna ask you this question, was this an acceptable form of discipline? Again, they both put on boxing gloves. The kid was trying to punch him back. I mean, he was kind of pulling those punches, but he was trying to punch back a little bit. But the father was like just letting loose on him to the point to where the kid was all bloodied up. Blood was all over his shirt. Do you feel like this was an acceptable form of discipline?
All right, let me think about that. Yeah. And I think that the form of discipline was, I like the thought of it. I like the thought that, well, he's going to get 2 lessons here. Is number 1, if you go against the authority, you will be punished. You go against the authority, you will be punished. And whether it's you're going to get punished at school, whether you're going to get punished at home, you do what you want to do, you will be put in line later.
I think that's a good lesson, that there are repercussions to your actions.
Right. So that's a good lesson. And then the idea that, I mean, this world is survival of the fittest and always has been. You know what I'm saying? So the reason that we're living this so-called free life in America is because of survival. It's built on survival. It's built on war and survival and fighting for what you want. So he's teaching his son how to throw hands, man. And JJ out in the street ain't gonna take it easy on him. JJ out in the street is gonna try to Street Fighter uppercut that boy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So taking it easy on him is not gonna be helpful to him later on down the line. So instead of setting the discipline on one side and setting the lesson on the other side, he put the discipline and the fight lesson together in one. He jumped 2 hurdles with 1 leap, and he got disciplined, and he was getting boxing tips.
So, isn't that what like martial arts is? Isn't that what football is and basketball? Don't they teach you discipline and, well, I guess not football and basketball don't teach you self-defense, but
yeah, they don't teach you self-defense really, but
they
yeah,
definitely
it's a
show
form
you
of
discipline.
But let's take martial arts because I like that one. Let's do that one. Not that I know it.
So he could have been.
That's a good
example. Taught some Jeet Kune Do or some Muay Thai or some Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and he would have been able to fuck up anybody he met in these streets.
Okay.
And he would have had the discipline.
You know what?
Maybe they look like they got the money to do it because this house was pretty nice.
Maybe all his money went to his house though. Maybe all the money went to the house. He don't have leftovers to send him there. So you know what? You either got time or money. And he had time to discipline himself and teach him discipline himself. He didn't have the money to do it, maybe.
Dude, he got the money because he got a smartphone. He got a smartphone to load the shit up to YouTube.
Yo, it's kindergartners walking around with smartphones.
They ain't paying that bill, though.
Got those.
I mean, you got to have a bill.
Everybody got those, dog. Everybody got smartphones. But I guess for me, I did peer into the comments just a tad, just to see where people's heads were. And the first thing I saw, it was about black and white. It was about the racism. And it was about the fact that this black whatever, and this is the problem with the black community, and blacks need to this is the beginning of the self-destruction of the black home.
Yeah, I saw that kind of thing.
Yo, come on, man. This is a parent thing. This is not a black and white thing. This is not a Mexican or Hispanic or Asian thing. This is a parent thing.
All right, so
it's so aggravating. It's so aggravating to see it always has to go to whether it's black or white. Because if we want to talk about the beginning of the abomination of black culture or the black lives, it doesn't start with the man that's in the house trying to discipline the son. Okay, that's not the start of it. Because at least the man is in the house and at least he's trying. You know what I'm saying? He understands that a lesson needs to be taught.
No, I really don't feel that way about this. Like, I feel like they went way too far. Like,
who was that?
This guy, this man, Raheem.
Okay.
He went way too far. Like, beating the shit out of this kid until he was bleeding. What part of the game is that? Like, your son, like, okay, you could have, the boxing match I think would have been okay. Body blow him, punch him in his arms and his shoulders. It shouldn't be any contusions. The kid shouldn't have a concussion because he did knock that mouthpiece out. So this kid could have got knocked out. And, well, I mean, he get knocked out with the mouthpiece in, but he really could have got fucked up with it out. He got fucked up with it in anyway. I mean, he's all bloodied up. Okay. I don't want to see my son bloodied all up, especially by my hands. That's crazy, man. Like that's I was gonna say borderline, but no, I feel like it is barbaric. I'll just go ahead and go all the way and say that it's barbaric. And people are like, is this was this a form of discipline or child abuse? Well, guess what? Raheem will not be judged by 12 of his Facebook followers. So not only will he end up in jail behind this, he'll also have to make a video apologizing for his actions. So he'll be making yet another video. But this
video, think he'll be going to jail for that?
Fuck yeah. And he won't be getting 18,000 likes like he did on this one, because ain't nobody gonna give a shit about his apology.
Check this out.
Wait.
All right, go ahead.
But the question is, look, was these 18,000 likes, was that worth you getting fucked every night by your bunkie when you go down to Potosi? Like, it's not worth that, bruh.
I don't think it's going that far though.
It absolutely will.
I don't think he's going upstate.
Dude,
I don't think he's going that far.
Dude, these people like the guy who whooped his daughter for twerking or whatever. That nigga went to jail. And I just said nigga, but it's okay.
I feel you was really passionate.
I'm really passionate. Hold on,
TJ.
TJ. My bad, y'all. I'm really passionate about this, and there was only one way to describe the guy who went to jail for his daughter twerking. See, I said twerking, right? And I immediately just had to say nigga, and I'm trying not to say nigga on this podcast, but
right.
I dropped it.
My
bad.
We try to refrain, but it slips when you get passionate. It's just
I got hyped up.
It's like your native language, and you start speaking. You know, when you get excited, you start going back to your native tongue. And right now, Jerren just went back to his native tongue, but it's cool.
I forgot where I was. My bad, people.
Right. So check this out though. Why don't we strip away all the accessories, okay? Let's strip away the accessories of the bloody nose. Let's strip away the accessory of the boxing. Let's strip away the accessory of the video humiliation, okay? And let's see what we have left. We have a dad that's in the home that cares about his child's actions. We have a defiant child, a disrespectful child. We have punishment, and we have a form of teaching. That's what we have in this video. Now, do I think that he should have bloodied homie's nose? No. I don't think that he should have bladed his nose up. Do I think that he should have put it up to get 18,000 likes? No. I don't think he should have put it up to put 18,000 likes. But hell, maybe he was trying to educate people on how they need to or how they could discipline their child. And as far as the bloody nose, shit, he probably never did that before. He didn't know his damn child's nose was gonna be leaky like a faucet. He didn't know he had a weak nose. You know what I'm saying?
Why didn't he stop? Why did he keep bragging about the shit after that had all happened? Like, he was proud of that shit.
Hey man, you don't know what kind of child he got, man.
I do not know what kind of child he got.
You don't know what kind of shit he be popping in the street. You don't know how tough he was talking when he walked out of that classroom. And so Pops was like, yo, why don't you go tell whoever those chicks are names that he, you know, whoever those chicks names he named, those friends names he named, where they at now? You know what I'm saying? Tell the teacher sorry. Apologize. And the humiliation, that was a little far.
Look, man.
I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to go that far. But as far as the act of what he did, the twofold training of you gonna act right. If you pop shit, you're gonna be dealt with. You go against the authority, you will be dealt with. I mean, how does the police treat people when they are defiant? We got 1,000 videos on that. We see how police treat people when they're not defiant.
But this isn't a police. Look. Let me share this quick.
But
story.
no, it's the authority. It's not the police. It's the authority.
That don't make that shit.
Is it
okay,
not the
man.
authority?
Look, let me show you this quick story. I've been known for telling stories. I'm becoming known for telling stories on this podcast. So I have a quick story. My roommate, when I was in Kentucky, I went to school in Kentucky. Excuse me, I had to burp in this podcast. My bad. So my roommate, he told me this story of this guy who he knew that did not believe in hell. He didn't believe whatever he did. He was like, I'm not going to hell. And his reasoning was that my mother would never make me put my hand in fire. So if God is supposed to love me more than my mother, why would he send me to hell?
Okay.
And so I'm saying that to say, just pointing at that parent part, that parental part of this story, like as a parent, you shouldn't want to hurt your child to that extent. I'm all for, I don't have a problem with spanking your child, or again, if he would have boxed this kid in a way where he wasn't opening him up. It doesn't matter if like, oh, this was our first time. I didn't know he had a weak chin. You should never find out that your son had a weak chin.
You better find out sometime. Don't let JoJo show you got a weak chin. Look, if you got a weak chin, don't be popping shit. I'm going to show you, son. We going to test this chin out. And if your shit is weak, you need to stop popping shit.
Look,
you know what I'm saying? You need to stop talking that talk. But hold on, before you leave that story though, that story was beautiful. It was a beautiful story that the parents not gonna make you stick your hand in fire. But the Bible does tell you, if you are defiant, you are not going to heaven. You can't come in here, dog. You can't come in here. And
that's what the African said, man. It wasn't me.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm saying with that story.
That's fucked up. I just called him an African.
Yo, I don't know
what
that man was. I don't know what his background is, but whatever his background is, and whatever God you believe in, I'm pretty sure if you are defiant to that God, you don't get the benefits and the rewards that he offers everybody else, or that it offers, he or she.
Right.
Whatever you believe.
They.
But you will not get the benefits that are offered by that God if you are defiant and disrespectful and you don't listen. And so this guy felt the need to make sure his son knew you listen to the authority you will be dealt with.
With that. I'm with that. But
okay. So let's talk about this then. So we agree on the boxing. We agree that would have been acceptable had it not been so, I don't know, over the top. Over the top meaning he got a bloody
contact boxing.
So what kind of boxing is it? What is it?
Dog,
this is also training.
When you spar,
this is training too, dog. It was a form of training as well.
Dude, it's etiquette with that. Like when Floyd Mayweather is sparring, he's not sparring without a damn headgear. You know, they not sparring to knock motherfuckers out and make them bleed and stuff. They spar just, you know, it's not really full contact at that point. So
these kids need to be afraid to come home, dog, if they out in the streets fucking up. Because if they not, then they're going to be out in the streets fucking up. And they're going to be like, go call my mama. I don't care. Go call my daddy. So what? Go call him. Now what? What you going to do now?
If your kid's doing that, you fucked up at some other point way before this. And look, this is what I feel. I'm going to say this one last thing. Because I know we are spending a lot of time on this. But there's levels to this shit, right? This is the way I discipline my kids. I don't know if this would have worked for this kid, but it works for mine. So first I use my voice, and if that's not enough, I will raise my voice. And then if that doesn't work, I'll snatch him up. Like I'll grab him by the collar, pull him in close, you know, that kind of thing. That normally will resolve most issues. If for
until
some
you have
reason,
a 17-year-old.
If for some reason
you got a 17-year-old.
I got an 18-year-old. But for some reason, if it goes past that and I have to strike him, that's going to be the very last resort. So, yeah, I have an 18-year-old. So, I mean, I still understand. I mean, it's a girl, but, I mean, I had to snatch her up, too. No, I had to snatch her up. That's a little
different. And that's all you really can do, because you can't have a full contact boxing with your daughter.
I wouldn't do it with my son either. Women. My son,
then you're a man beating a woman, beating a young woman.
My sons, I don't see it's still your child, and I mean, look, I just don't think I would have to do that with my sons. I think I've raised them.
Well,
I think I raised them well enough.
Got a son.
I raised them well enough.
You ain't got a son
that's
popping shit. You better hope you ain't got a son that feels like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
He won't do that.
I'm understanding is that teenagers ain't easy, and they think they know it all. And when they feel like popping shit, that snatch up that they got last week is easily forgotten. Getting lumped up, that's not easily forgotten. It's just not. It's not easily forgotten. And I saw little things on there talk about all you have to do is just do it the traditional way and go get a belt and just give them a good old fashioned whooping.
That doesn't work.
Man, look, 17-year-old kids don't give a shit about no whooping.
Dude, there's 7-year-old.
They don't care about that.
There's 7-year-old kids that don't give a fuck about a whooping, and
exactly.
they get desensitized to that shit. If you're constantly whooping them, they're gonna get desensitized to it. So if you are showing your son these hands and you giving him the one every time he gets in trouble, I mean, he's eventually gonna turn into.
I don't think. Because he's eventually gonna be Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he'll turn into Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, and then what are you gonna do? I get that, but it sounds
Mike Tyson.
Like from the video.
I'm just saying Mike Tyson as a good boxer. I'm not saying Mike Tyson as anything else.
Man, see, wasn't nobody even thinking that, dog. Wasn't nobody even thinking that. I was talking about the boxing Tyson. No, but seriously though, but it seems like he doesn't do it often. He's 17, and it looked like this was a first time thing, and. Sometimes you got to come out of that bag on the kids. You know what I'm saying? They get used to just the yelling. They get used to the snatch up. But when you like, hey, go throw them gloves on. We about to throw him. You like, what? And you thinking it's going to be all just chest here and a body shot here. Yep. And you catch one to the nose. You're like, oh, shit. He ain't playing with me right now. I can't be acting like this, man. I don't know.
Raheem.
I don't know.
Raheem. Look, call me when you get your one call. And tell me tell me how this all went down.
Dog, if that kid was 17, ain't nothing happening.
Give us
ain't
the
nothing
interview.
going down.
Give us the interview of, how jail is for you, and just the whole background to this story. I will accept your collect call. Okay.
Dog, hey, put your number out there so homie can call you. I don't think
My
he's
number's
going
out
anywhere
there.
though. I don't think he's going anywhere though. Straight up, I'm just saying. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Man,
now
you got
the posting thing, he did
Facebook
go a little
police
far.
fucked up.
Why
did he have to post it? He didn't even have to post it. It would have been all good.
Now I agree with that. He didn't have to post it, but maybe
he wanted them likes.
Out there.
He couldn't even crack 20K likes.
You say that like you got 20K in the stash or something.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nah. I can't even get 20 likes on most of
You
this
hit him
shit.
with and you couldn't even do this. You got a little video with 18K. Like, anyway.
He's doing
but
this
all
shit
right,
for
so we agree that I just want to finish off on this. So we agree that the boxing wasn't, that was okay if you was gonna do the boxing in a more respectful manner.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
You'd have been down for that.
Yep.
I don't know what it would have taught if it was too nice. But okay. And so the public humiliation, we both disagree with that, right?
Yes. Well, if it wasn't boxing, if it was just like a video of him like apologizing like for doing what he did.
That's not Facebook. Public humiliation. That's an apology.
If he was like crying and shit, yeah, that'd be humiliating for him.
No, that's an apology.
If he's supposed to be like this tough kid
all the time. No, public humiliation. You get humiliated some kind of way.
So pour some honey on him. I don't know. I mean, what the fuck you want to do?
I'm just saying. Do we both disagree with the public? I don't think that was cool that he tried to do it in front of everybody, right? And then we both disagree with the leaky nose, right? The homie nose was leaking. They could have stopped for the leaky nose.
Once he opened him up, he should have shut it down right there.
And then talked a lot of shit to him.
Right.
Like, you come up in here, I'm gonna do that times 10 next time. But he could have stopped, right? So we agree with that, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, we'll agree with that. But I say, look, I don't know how bad that boy's son, how bad that man's son is. And what was that movie? It was a movie where the movie started off where these two parents had had a little girl in the oven. I think it's called The Orphan. And they had the little girl in the oven, and like the social worker came and like saved the little girl, and she was like, "How could you guys do that?" And they was like, "They was like 9 years, lady. You have no idea what you just did."
Dude, whoa. Now this is a movie that you might spoil for people if you keep talking, but that's a very good point. That's an excellent point. But don't spoil that movie, dude.
Yo, you let me spoil Chicken Little. What the fuck, man? Like, I spoiled Chicken Little the other week. I can't tell.
I think our demographic may not really be the type that watches Chicken Little. But I don't know.
They're going to be pissed.
I don't know.
They sons, daughters, they're going to be pissed when their kids want to watch Chicken Little. They know the fucking movie now because
they know the story
you made me spoil it.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. All right, so check it. We won't talk about The Orphan, but all right.
I like that movie. Me and my daughter watched it like twice. It was good.
It was pretty good, right? But people don't know what the situation is, and people be jumping in from the outside trying to save the kid. And they don't know what kind of havoc they wreaking around the house, around the society and shit.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on. We're gonna move it on.
I was about to spoil it. Go ahead.
No, don't. You made me not spoil it, so you ain't spoiling that shit either. We moving on.
Let's move on.
So I've been thinking about this, and I've been seeing a lot of this online, and I'll just get right to it. Makeup, waist trainers, and butt pads. This shit's an epidemic.
Are you trying to buy these things, or are you interested in? Like,
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in buying these things. I'm talking about women who wear these accessories, and in moderation is good. Like, you put on a little makeup to enhance yourself, that's good. You want to slim yourself down, wear a waist trainer, try to help yourself out, that's good. Hey, if you wasn't blessed with a big old ass and you want some butt pads, that's cool. If your hair is not super long, or hell, you want to make it longer just for the weekend, get you some weave, that's cool. But some of these chicks are doing too much, man. Some of these women are doing way too much. Like I said, it's not bad in moderation.
So
but if you're spending,
what's an example of too much?
What? All right. Okay, so check this out. If you have makeup and a waist trainer and a butt pad and hair weave and fake eyelashes, you are doing too much. Like, it's too much. Like, it's supposed to be a small enhancement. You shouldn't have to use every accessory in the book. You aren't that bad. Okay, you don't look that bad.
Maybe they feel they do, though. Like, maybe that just makes them feel better about themselves somehow.
That's not moderation, though. You know, maybe you just have a tad bit of makeup and maybe one waist trainer and maybe a butt pad and maybe just a little bit of hair weave and maybe just a couple fake eyelashes and maybe your eyebrows are just slightly drawn on. All that in moderation, maybe that works. But my problem is, where I'm from, that shit looks like a disguise to me. Like, if you got on makeup, a waist trainer, butt pads, hair weave, you draw your eyebrows on, and you got fake eyelashes, that's not you anymore. You got on a fucking disguise now.
Yeah. Well,
you can go commit a crime, and motherfuckers won't know who you are.
And just like go and wash your face, and you like totally different. Like totally different. You commit a crime as Beyonce, then you go and wash your face. You come back out as like Sealy from Color Purple.
Exactly. That shit ain't right. It ain't right. And
I love that movie.
I just want to get women to understand. Some women, I mean, a lot of women out there, they just use it what it's for. It's just supposed to be a slight enhancement of your already natural beauty. Because every woman is beautiful out there in some kind of way. Okay.
I mean, I feel like
if it takes you an hour to make yourself an 8, but it'd take you 4 hours to make yourself a 10, then you know what? Just spend that hour to be an 8. Because men don't fucking care that much. The same amount of interest that you would have got for being that 8, you can save yourself 3 hours from that 10. And they'll probably like you more because you look more like you. You don't look like... It's just overboard, dog. I don't know, man. The shit is aggravating. It's getting aggravating. These people don't look the same no more. And your friends don't love you because they don't tell you look like a damn clown. Have you seen Saw? You know the little dude that drive around, Jigsaw?
Yeah.
These chicks was walking around looking like Jigsaw and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your friends don't love you if they let you walk around looking like that. But hell, what the fuck do they know? Because they look like they got their makeup done by a damn mortician. I mean, the shit be caked up so thick, dog. I mean, it look like they need tools to chisel that shit off, man. It's not cool, dog. I'm not into it. I don't like a whole lot of makeup. That's just not my thing.
I don't think there's a lot of women who take it to that extreme. I mean, like the videos.
No, you are crazy. You are crazy if you think that, dog. Just check out some of these videos on Instagram, Facebook.
But those are videos of people going that extra mile. That's not the norm. I don't think most women.
You ain't looking around. You ain't looking around.
I don't think most women put that much makeup on. In my experience, the women I see daily don't do all of that.
Start looking around at the grocery store. Start looking around when the makeup on their face is one color and then their neck is a totally different color.
I'm a man. I mean, that's all I do is look at women. I mean,
you never seen that? You never seen where the face look like one color but the neck look another color?
Not in real life.
You never seen that shit? Not in real life? You not
I've seen it on Instagram videos and stuff, but I mean, if makeup makes a woman feel better about themselves, I'm all for it. Although I would like them to be comfortable without it. But I mean,
you tricking people at that point. You are wearing a fucking mask, literally. That's not cool, dog. That's not cool.
I mean, they have somebody they want to attract. Most guys tend to like a girl that looks as close to perfect as possible. So whatever their idea of perfect is, that's what, girls are trying to look like. I mean, media shows them as being flawless and blemish free. So they think that putting on all this makeup, the girls who do that, they think that's what will attract, whatever guy.
Okay, women. Well, check this out. Majority of men know that those chicks on TV are out of their league, so they ain't catching it anyway. So you ain't got to go out of your way. You don't have to go out of your way to look like that because men know that that's not what they're going to get anyway. Like, just to prove the point, Jerren, you said that you go to the grocery store, you don't notice these chicks that got two-tone fucking faces and necks, right? You know why? Because you ain't looking that hard. You ain't even look. You don't even notice it.
No, it's because chicks that's looking like that ain't going grocery shopping. They don't cook. They ain't about to be cooking with all that shit on.
Yes, they are. Dog. They doing everything with all that shit on.
They eat Little Caesars $5 pizzas. They not fucking buying like arugula.
Dog, do you realize it's chicks out there? It's chicks out there that's waking up before on new dates, new men that they dating. They waking up in the middle of the night, putting makeup on and going back to bed, and wondering why their faces are falling apart.
I don't know that, man. I got a family. I don't know what the fuck they be doing.
Dog, shit is going on like that. Seriously though, I mean, you think you going home with Halle Berry, and then you fucking wake up next to Tyler Perry, dog. This shit ain't cool, dog. That's crazy. These chicks, they gonna start getting shot out here, dog. For real. Who let the fucking stranger? Who let the stranger in my house?
Or you might think you're going home with Tyler Perry and you wake up next to Tyler Perry. I mean, that's like some people.
Maybe.
Hey, well, hold on.
I don't know.
Okay, I gotta interject for a second since we mentioned Tyler Perry again. I got a quick Tyler Perry story. It has nothing to do with anything, but let me just say this real quick.
Again? What do you mean again? That's my first time ever saying that man's name on this thing.
No, I said it a couple of weeks ago. Look.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Go for it. Go for your story.
So I was in Hellsburg, right? And this is way back when.
Where the fuck is that?
Jewelry store, I think.
Okay.
And this
Sounds
is when Tyler
like
Perry
in Germany or something. But go ahead.
This is when Tyler Perry first started like his Medea shit, and he was in St. Louis for it. And I just heard like this guy walk in with like the loudest damn like windbreaker suit on, like like the loud shit, like the water repellent windbreaker suit. And it just heard whoosh, 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 whoosh. And I heard these women like whispering like, that's Tyler Perry. And then she was like, are you Tyler Perry? He was like, yeah. And I didn't know who the hell he was, but then I found out he was a man who dressed up like an old woman. And,
but you found out he was the man that's getting all that paper, because
he wasn't getting all that paper then, for real. I mean, I guess he was doing good where he was able to come and do tours and shit. But okay, that was my Tyler Perry story. I didn't even meet him because I didn't really give a fuck who he was, and I probably still wouldn't care if I saw him today. But I hate his movies. Okay, go back to the story. Back to the topic.
Well, you had the story. I ain't had the story. I had the topic. So
yeah,
I'm just saying,
that's what I said.
Chicks are gonna start getting shot out here because people gonna be waking up and wonder who let the fucking stranger in, and they're not gonna know who you are. My advice to women who live like this: just take off the mask. Just be who you are, because you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody, and you're gonna wonder why. And it's gonna be because you got them with the mask on, and then you take off your mask, and you're gonna be different, and that guy is not gonna like that. It's not gonna be cool. So stop wearing a goddamn mask, okay? It's not cool. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah, quite frankly, I don't care. I don't think most guys do. Like you said earlier, they wouldn't toss a girl out of the bed because her ass isn't like Amber Rose's.
You damn right. He just happy to be in the bed with some ass. Period. And if he's a straight guy, he's glad it's a girl's ass. And I mean, that's just that.
A guy or a girl. I mean, yeah, let's be equal opportunity here. I mean, a girl won't kick you out if you got an ass pad either. There you go.
And like I said, I don't think the guy is gonna look at the rating system and say, oh, yeah, she's an 8. I only deal with 10s. Because most of these guys is walking around saying they deal with 10s. Look at their exes. They fucked up, okay? They ain't that great. Because if a guy walking around talking about he got a 10, either his scale is really, really low and he's inducting her into the 10s list, or he's being really, really generous with his numbers.
Do people say that? Like, they only date 10s? Like, there's people who say that?
There's guys who say, yeah, that's I can't be with her, because, and usually guys that live like that anyway, you don't want no parts of them. Because they really shallow. That's some shallow shit to do.
Some lonely motherfuckers, I would imagine. But,
right.
But I guess
that's some shallow shit to do.
But I guess, like, if a guy says that, like, if I had a friend that said that, I would think that he's kind of doing me a favor by showing me who he really is, because that can definitely come back to haunt me too somehow.
And it can. If people show you who they are, do yourself a favor and believe them. If people show you who they are, just believe them. If it's the beginning of any type of relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's this dating thing, whether it's you think you want to marry this guy, be on the lookout for red flags, man. So if he stood you up, she stood you up, if there's a bad temper there, if they're gossiping about other friends or talking down their exes,
right?
You see those weird signs, begin restricting your access immediately, because it's only a matter of time before they start directing that activity your way. So
that's happened to me before, and guess what? I have a story. So
I'm not fucking surprised. Go ahead, man. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'll try to rush through it a little. So
no, man. But no. Seriously though, we want to get the best of the detail.
Okay.
So don't skip the good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So this story involves my friend. Well, okay. So last week I told a story about a friend named Larry. Now, the people who know me who knew me back in high school, let's just say it's not that Larry. It was an unfortunate name that I came up with, but it's not that Larry. Okay.
Okay.
So this story involves my imaginary friend Larry again.
Okay. Let's keep it going with Larry.
So Larry was a ladies' man, right? And excuse me.
Yo, that other Larry, that friend you got, he was like, what the fuck, man? I'm a ladies' man. Like, what you trying?
But I'm not talking about
What you
him,
trying to
right?
say?
I'm not talking about him. And
maybe he was a ladies' man too. I don't know. You just downed him right now. Not that Larry, because this one's my imaginary one's a ladies' man. Well, go ahead. Dog.
Yeah. So this is my imaginary friend Larry. Or my friend with the alias Larry. And so Larry was the man. He was very charming. He had all the girls, and he will sell the hell out of a dream to these girls. And
was he a pimp?
He could have been.
Like a pimp.
He could have been, but he wasn't sharing these chicks with nobody. He was keeping them all for himself. So Larry had a whole stable.
Selfish ass pimp. Go ahead.
And he will tell these girls everything they needed to hear to be happy. And because it wasn't affecting me directly, I didn't really care too much. But then one day, as we got older, it did kind of start spilling out to me. So like there was this one chick who he's dealing with. Well, he left this chick like at school. He was supposed to be taking her home to go get her kid, and at the end of the day, Larry walked to his car, and he had two other friends with him, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you was gonna take me home and go get my baby," and he was like, I gotta go get my grandma some ice cream," and he drove off with these other two friends.
Some ice cream, dog.
Hey, he literally said he had to go get us some ice cream. And right. I was like, dang, man, that's messed up. And me, being the Captain Save him that I was like, you know what? I'll take you.
Don't save her.
Yeah.
She don't want to be saved.
I was like, hey, I kind of like that chick. I'll take her home. But, of course, nothing became of it.
And literally take her home. This isn't like the metaphorical take her home and get at her.
No.
You literally just drove her straight to her address.
I was a gentleman, and I took her to get her kid. And
he was a cab driver, but go for it. You got it.
I was the first Uber driver.
Right, you was an Uber. No, you was a Lyft driver. You was Lyft. You gave her a Lyft, dog. You gave her a Lyft.
I was an Uber because I had kind of a cool car again. I had the 12s, but I couldn't play nothing because I was a gentleman. I never would play like some of the songs that I used to listen to. I'm not even about to say what the songs were, but I wouldn't play that stuff with a woman in the car. But
So what was you playing? You was playing like Anita Baker and shit? Like,
I would just cut the shit off.
There was no Google Music back then.
I would just cut the shit off, and we would be riding in silence. So
you was a boring cabbie, but okay, go for it.
Yeah, I guess so. So I took her home, So I was like, man, Larry's kind of fucked up for that. But you know what? He still ain't affecting me. So let's fast forward past him stealing jogging pants from Walmart and some other things that he did, which I'll say for another day. Let's fast forward.
Because there's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
I got stories. I mean, he was kind of like my best friend back then. He was one of my best friends. And so anyway, let's fast forward to like after we were done with our first semester of college. So we come back home, and I call Larry, and I'm like, yo, like, let's hook up, man. Like, he's like, yeah, let's hook up. Like, we're gonna do this and that. Like, cool. It's gonna be like old times, bet. And so the day comes, and I'm like, I call him, right? And the chick answers the phone. Or excuse me, I didn't mean to say a chick. I don't know, people might get offended. A young lady answers the phone, and she goes, hello? I'm like, hello? Because, you know, this was Larry's phone. I'm like, am I speak to Larry? And she's like, he's asleep. I'm like, okay, tell him Jerren is calling. She's like, he's asleep. And I'm like, bitch, put Larry on the phone. Because, I mean, I'm out.
She's a chick. She's a lying-ass chick.
And so this is because, I mean, I'm coming from out of town, and this is my guy. Like, don't be playing me with this shit. And
like it's her fault. Well, go ahead.
It is her fault because she's sitting there blocking, running interference for Larry. And so he never calls back, and he just played me like one of the girls he was doing. And so I told that long story just to say what TJ said is true. If someone shows you who they are, you have to believe them. He gave me those warnings multiple times throughout our friendship. You see that? He gave us multiple warnings.
I'm glad you learned, homie.
I am
Congratulations.
And I just didn't listen. I thought like I was good because I was this guy, but it bled over to me.
It bled over, man. So again, you see the signs. You see the gossiping, the lying, the whatever. Just take that and apply it to how that would affect you, and know that it's coming your way very, very soon. So, and you know what the problem is? People start making excuses for it. You know, oh, girl, he stood me up because, well, he didn't really stand me up. He just had to work late. But it was a no call, no show. Yeah. I know. We were supposed to go out, but you know he be working hard. Nah, dog. Like, the proper thing to do would be to call and tell you that I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
At the very least.
That would be the proper thing. So don't get caught up making excuses for these people. When your friends are trying to help you or your family's trying to help you see that they ain't about shit, stop making excuses for them, okay? This goes for coworkers too. You got a coworker that you trusted or you believed in or you put your faith into and they let you down. Stop fucking with them, okay? Don't deal with them.
Or even if you see them constantly doing that shit to somebody else, don't think that you exempt from that shit. They will get you too.
Don't think that you better, cause see, it won't happen to me. That'll never be me. And that goes for relationships as well. When, oh man, you know, if we just got married, I mean, it'll just be so much better. See, I just need to lock him down. I just need to get pregnant by him, because then, you know, he'll be more mature. Man, if you done lost your fucking mind, no, he won't. The fuck he won't.
Speaking of getting married, so I've been getting a little more active on Instagram, right? And as I said before, I used to be a photographer, and so I'm friends with a lot of models, and you know, these are beautiful girls. A lot of them are
tens.
I mean, yeah, that tends to somebody.
Okay.
You know,
there you go.
They're very pretty. A lot of them are smart. A lot of them are business women. You know, and I mean, these are girls that I shot, you know, almost 10 years ago. And I was looking at this one girl. I was like, damn, she still looks really good. She looks exactly the same as when I first shot her. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, wait a minute, why is she not married? she ain't got no kids. Like, nobody shot her club up. Nobody's hitting that raw. Nobody's skeeting inside of her. And,
Right. Right.
and it just doesn't seem like that's, like, something seems wrong with that. Now, I'm not
It
saying...
don't make sense, right? It just don't make sense.
And so I'm not saying that every woman has to get married. But I am definitely seeing the trend, or have babies or whatever, to be considered valuable or whatever. All I'm saying is, if it was me, like, if you talking about me,
You'll be hitting it raw.
I would have been pulled the condom off. Like, like, there's no way this girl is getting away. Like, I can't let this go. And
Right.
I know they got, significant others and stuff. But I just don't get why. Like, what's wrong with these guys? Like, I feel like it's got to be the guys. It couldn't possibly be these girls.
You know what? It's hard to believe that it'd be the girls, because in this society, girls from a young age are taught that they want to be married, and they're supposed to be married, and they're supposed to be wanted,
Right.
and loved enough to have a young man pop the question to them and give them a big fantastic wedding, and then they live happily ever after. That's what society in America tells you is the best path to travel. So if you got some 10s, 8s, 9s, 10s, you got these super dope chicks who ain't got no babies, who hasn't been married or isn't married, it does make you wonder why is nobody hitting that raw. That's a pretty cool question. So you asked the question and you thought about it, so that lets me know that you were intrigued to continue to think. What did you come up with? Why ain't these chicks getting hit raw, man? Why?
So I asked a friend of mine, and what does she think about this thing that I've noticed? And
Right.
she's like, guys may be intimidated about these girls
Because of their looks?
I don't know if it's their looks or their success. I'm really not sure. However, after I got to, like you said, I do sit there and analyze things and think about things. So I said, are they perhaps considered alpha women? Like, you always hear about alpha males, but are they considered alpha women? Like, so are they just so focused on their business and careers that they just don't got time to get serious like that? Maybe they think later down the line, they could be 40 like Halle Berry and have a baby then.
Right.
Maybe, are they these women that, like I said, like, I don't know if this is the actual term, but are they, or if it is a term, I might be using it wrong, but are they these alpha women where they have other things to do?
You know what? And I would say, from what I understand of the 50s, all the perception that you saw on TV, all the perceptions of women that you saw on TV was that she had on an apron, she was cooking, dad was going to work, he came home, the kids were at home, moms was cooking and taking care of the kids. And that's what the perception was. And rightfully so, times have now been changing, skewing those lines to be that women can equally provide for the household and can equally make the same amount of money because they have equal the intelligence of what men have, right? So luckily, I haven't been active in that fight, so I can't take credit for that. But there are people out there who've been fighting really hard to make sure that women get treated fairly. So yes, I would imagine that there is an alpha male out there that's really ambitious and a go-getter.
Right.
There's probably an alpha woman. There's probably alpha women out there that want the same thing. Now, you bring up a really good point, because the women that I see that aren't married and don't have kids are usually bosses in their own right. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are what I would consider the alpha women that run the show.
So like
And
Oprah don't have any kids, and she's definitely the
and I think it's out there that she doesn't want to have kids. She didn't want to do it, I think.
But I mean, I would think she's the queen of all alpha women.
She's one, yeah.
There's nobody higher than that.
She's definitely the queen of alpha women. I don't know how you get bigger than that. Well, Beyonce might be close. I mean, if we had to take a poll, I think there are more young women out there that would vote Beyonce the top.
But who would
But
Beyonce vote for?
Beyonce would definitely vote Oprah.
That's
She
my
would say
point.
she's inspired by Oprah.
That's
right?
my point.
So you have these women who are bosses out here who are doing it real big, right? Just like their male counterparts. And they want to run the show just like their male counterparts, right? Okay. And I think just the way that people are raised, it's hard for those type of women. Because let's think about this. Men are raised to be, they're told that they're the financial providers and that they're the protectors.
Right.
And that starts at a really, really young age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, even from the time that blue is the boy color and pink is the girl color. I mean, you should let these kids pick on their own and they'll pick their own color, but society tells them with TV shows and cartoons that pink is for girls specifically.
Bruh.
And blue is for boys specifically. And with that, you get boys are the protectors, and that's what you get. So
I think that's all changing, by the way. Like the whole pink and blue thing, I think it's going to be very much accepted. Like I was looking at these, I was at Target buying me some t-shirts and some socks, and I saw walk past like the baby clothes, and I saw like some pink My Little Pony shirts, tank tops, and I was thinking, you know what? Those could be, because they got bronies, right? You know what bronies are? Those are bros who like My Little Ponies. Like a brony would wear a pink My Little Pony tank top, so this shirt could essentially be for a boy.
Dog, no.
Hold on. Dude. And I think Target changed their. I think it was Target who changed their policy of not having boys and girls clothes. Like they don't have it. They don't have that section anymore, and all those clothes were all mixed up. So that could have been bought for a boy.
They don't have to. Target doesn't have to. But the show My Little Pony is driven towards little girls. It's driven for little girls. And I have a little girl, and she's pinked out. She loves pink and purple. Yeah. And she's a girly girl. I don't know where she got the girly girl thing from. It, for some reason, just came natural. Maybe it's something subliminal on TV. I don't know. But she's into necklaces and bracelets. She tried to paint her fingernails with crayons, and she's only 2, right? So shit's crazy, but that's what it is. But her loving pink comes from shows like My Little Pony. Comes from even the boys' kids show where they have the girl version. They always have, so you can know that it's a girl. Her color is pink. But anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. But with the boys being taught, with the boys being taught that they're supposed to be the financial providers, and with that changing, that's not going to help the women that are out there now that's working and being bosses. But because it's too late now. But the guys that are their age have already been raised to think that they're the providers and such, right?
I mean, well, I was speaking more towards for like the newer generations.
Right. I get that. So men are uncomfortable letting the women run it. I mean, that's just what it is. Men are uncomfortable that way. So those women that are bosses, they have to find a man that's willing to sit in the passenger seat, or have to find a man that's willing to sit in the back seat. And usually the men out there that are willing to do that are probably the less ambitious men.
You think so? Or are they less ambitious, or are they just confident enough in their masculinity where it's like, you know what, baby, you go ahead and win. I'm not upset. That's not gonna bother me.
No, man.
You winning out here.
The situations that I've seen these guys, and they are the less ambitious type. They are the slower type, cool type, comfortable with letting a chick run it type, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think they're necessarily less ambitious. I think they are more along the lines of, you can do your thing, I can do mine. Like, I can definitely see myself with somebody that's successful in doing their thing, and I would just be right there doing my thing too. Like, yeah, I mean,
it's not a lot of guys out there like that, though.
I still have, things that I want to do and things that I'm passionate about. Just because I get a girl who is already successful or whatever, I mean, that's not going to stop me.
Right. I get that. But what I'm saying is that when these women that I've seen, in my experience that I've seen, the women that are the boss type, that are really like CEOs, super high up bosses, they want to be the ones to run it, and they're going to clash with the alpha male guy. That's going to be a clash. That's like an alpha male fighting an alpha male. That alpha woman it's an equivalent to an alpha male. So those two don't typically mix. And so they got to find somebody that's willing to take the back seat. And the situations I've seen, those guys that took the back seat were less ambitious, and they feel some kind of way that their woman is running it. They get around their boys, and their boys is driving them because their woman is running it. And you know what? There's nothing more unattractive than a lazy, unambitious guy. And that's what society has taught us, that the shit just ain't sexy for a man to be laying around not doing nothing while the woman is going. I mean, because even when you do have a guy, you have a guy that does take the back seat, and he's willing to let her do her thing. He's usually not the guy that's going to be cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids. He's going to be sitting at the crib, and then as soon as she gets home, he's like, yo, babe, what's for dinner?
He's going to be...
she like, what the fuck?
He's gonna
I've been at work all day.
He's going to be the Madden King. Like, you will not be able to fuck with him when you pick up these sticks.
Nope.
He's going to give you this work on Call of Duty.
Don't even get on the sticks. Don't even get on the sticks on PlayStation,
He's going
Xbox.
He's going to have a 10-0 or 10-1 kill death ratio. He's going to be a beast on Call of Duty and everything else. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. And
that's tough. That's tough for the bossed up woman. The woman that's bossed up, you got a hell of a time. So I've been thinking about this too. You know what the bossed up woman has to get? They either have to get a man that's really, really well off,
or a strap on,
bossed up,
or a strap on.
They're gonna have to get.
Oh, that's not what you was gonna say.
Nah, that wasn't what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna have to get them a person. I said a man. It's not just a man. I apologize if it appears that way, but
shout
they
out
have
to
to
Gail.
get them a person.
Shout out to Gail. Go ahead.
Exactly. Shout out to Gail. They're gonna have to get them a person that's super bossed up and so bossed up that they don't mind letting bossed up woman do their thing. That's what they're gonna have to get. They're gonna have to get a guy that's doing a person that's so well off that they don't have to show that they're the alpha male anymore. Cause that alpha male, alpha woman, that's not gonna mix, man. That's not gonna work. That shit ain't gonna. I don't see it working. There's a couple cases. There's always exceptions to the rule, but
of course,
it's not gonna work often. So shout out to the ladies that's bossed up and having a hard time. I feel for you, bro. Straight up. So that's where we are with that. So another thing I was thinking about was, and this is totally off that topic. We're on a whole different thing now.
Okay.
So as I was thinking, I was pondering, Jerren. What is the infatuation with the statement, when I get my own house, when I'm by myself in my house, I can't wait because I'm going to walk around naked. I'm going to cook naked. I'm going to have sex all over the house. I'm going to do what I want to do in my house.
Okay. Yeah, so...
What the fuck is that, dog? What is that? Why is that cool?
I think it's pretty simple. Like, people equate nakedness, nudity as being free. So... I think they feel like I'm going to get out of my mama's house, my parents' house, and I'm going to be free enough to just walk around naked. Like, nobody could tell me what to do. I don't have to cover up. And so I could just walk around naked. And
I'm not with it. I don't like that shit.
Why not?
Just the idea of going to somebody's house and raw ass has been on that couch. I don't care if the fabric was leather. I don't care if it was plastic. I don't care if it was cloth. Just think about that for a minute.
Okay. You know what?
Hold on. Somebody just got off the toilet, handling their business, and they walking around naked and raw ass is on the couch now.
You know what?
Like, where the fuck am I supposed to sit?
Okay.
That's fucking gross, man.
So
that's fucking gross.
It's funny because, I mean, we did talk about this idea a little earlier this week. And it just so happens that I was listening to the Lip Service podcast. And I mean, I'm a fan of podcasts, so I'm willing to listen to most podcasts.
Lip Service is Angela Yee, right?
It's Angela Yee's.
I like Angelique. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to listen to her podcast. But if I did have time, I would listen because I like Angelique.
Well,
she's dope.
Yeah, and it just so happens the particular one I listen to, there's a young woman on the show by the name of Stephanie Santiago. Do you know this woman?
I have never heard of her in my life.
Please pull up Google and search her now. I'll wait.
Is she dope?
I'll wait. And while you're pulling her up, go ahead and do that seriously. And everybody,
what's her name again?
Stephanie Santiago. And I believe this woman also goes by the name of Bonita Applebum. She was in that video.
Oh, okay.
But no, go ahead and pull this young woman up and see what.
Just go to images. I'm just gonna cut to the chase.
Yeah, go to images.
Well, damn.
So yeah, so you heard.
Is this what they was talking about?
So you heard
who they was talking about.
So no, she's on the show, and so Stephanie Santiago, on this particular show I was listening to, says she walks around naked.
Well, shit.
So if she sat down on the couch, would you be disgusted, or would you be smelling that seat, or would you be smelling that seat?
Dog, don't put raw ass on the couch though, dog.
Stephanie Santiago can't do that.
Something there has to be a barrier, dog. I don't give a fuck who she is. There needs to be a barrier between the couch and your ass, man. Even if it's a thin barrier, just give me, just fool me into thinking that it's a fresh couch. She's super dope though. Damn.
She's had,
but
all the plastic surgery.
She's no motherfucking exception. Stephanie Santiago, you are dope. You are super dope. And you can walk around the house naked. That is a beautiful thing. Just don't sit down. Don't put your raw ass on the couch, okay? You know what I'm saying? Don't be sitting on the kitchen table and shit, man. How the fuck am I supposed to eat off that?
Hey.
Like when your friends are talking about, man, we have sex all over the house.
I was going to say, they might have smashed on the table.
Why don't you come over for dinner? Why don't you come over for dinner?
They smashed on the sink. They smashed on the table. I mean, they would have smashed in a lot of places. And
where the fuck am I supposed to eat?
Dude, man. Because of that, I had a friend who said that they used to get it in all over the house, right?
Dog, like, did you ever go to their fucking house?
I stand there. I stand in the corner. Or if I sit down, I sit down on the very edge of the corner of the couch. I will not drink out of... I'm not alone. I don't drink out of their cups. I don't want to touch anything. I just don't trust anything.
Dog, just think when they get a little spontaneous, though. They done already told you they all over the house. What about the times they get spontaneous with it? What are you stuck with then? Yo, hey.
But wait. It doesn't end there. What about your coworker? Let's say your coworker invites you to lunch. Well, I happen to have a friend who's a grown-ass man, which I guess, spontaneous. He told me he was just smashing in his car in the back seat where his little daughter is. Like, his little daughter sits back there. So nowhere is safe. So if you might be going to KFC or wherever with your coworker for lunch, they might have like sprayed down that passenger seat.
Dog, you know what? Now I'm driving every fucking where I go, dog. That's just damn. I can't even sit in a motherfucking car no more, dog.
But wait, it doesn't end there. I mean, what if you, like, say your boss's office, and maybe your boss did some dirt in his office.
Luckily where I work, the bosses, they have windows. It's a big one of their walls is a big ass window with no blinds. So
they might not give a shit.
He better be real confident about what he's doing.
But don't you know that chair that you sit in? Hey, it might have went down in that chair. in the guest chair that you sit in. The dentist office. Hey, we've all seen the videos on the Hub. Shout out to the Hub for making these videos free for us. But
I've never seen the videos on the Hub, but they be getting it on the
I'm sure
office.
You can look up any word and Ebony
My
or whatever.
dentist is a pretty young guy, and it's his own office, and he has like young women that are working. He always got young,
wait. You say he's pretty?
there. Huh?
Did you say he's pretty and he's young?
I didn't say he was young and pretty. I don't know what I said, but I definitely didn't say that shit.
Hey, rewind it. Hit that 15-second skip back, and y'all gonna hear him say his dentist is pretty.
I
and
didn't
he's
say
young.
he was. He might be pretty to some. I didn't say that. I said
he's pretty to you apparently too, and that's okay.
You know what? He's a banging ass guy.
Okay.
He's a young guy. He's got his own dentist office, and he always has young, beautiful women working there. So it wouldn't be far fetched to think that either he's bringing somebody back, or maybe he's getting fresh with the staff. I don't know. Nobody gets mad at Nick Cannon for what he does with the Wild 'N Out girls.
And this place where you're getting your crowns put in, and where you're getting your veneers installed,
yeah, get my clean.
your teeth cleaned.
I don't have money for veneers. I gotta get my game up.
Somebody may have done reverse cowboy on that very seat.
Yo, dog.
Imagine that.
This whole fucking world is disgusting. Like,
it definitely all has the potential.
People are disgusting.
And don't let you go to like a single man's house and you need to use his
you
computer.
You already know what it is.
You need to use his computer. Bruh, the keyboard, oh my goodness. Just
speaking of that, people's phones, dog.
Phones now too.
Yeah. Yeah. When they hand you their phone, talking about, yeah, just scroll to the left. Look at these pictures. You have no idea what you putting your hands on. You better wash. You better sanitize immediately.
They were on the hub with their phone less than 12 hours ago. And the hub works perfectly.
They was on the hub at
lunchtime.
You wonder why you couldn't find homie, but he was in the bathroom.
He's in the bathroom for 15 minutes. You know, hey, you got to be careful.
All right, man. So there you have it. Watch what you're doing at people's house. Be careful. Watch what you're eating. Watch where you're sitting. The shit probably ain't good. Or just don't think about it. If you don't think about it, I guess, you know, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But I know when I go to people's houses, especially single guys' houses, I usually stand. Now it's just a thing for me now. I don't even think about it. People like, you want to sit? And it's like, nah, I'm good. I'll just stand right here. I'm cool.
Like, well, I mean, we about to watch the Super Bowl. No, I'm good. I'm just going to stand up. You know,
and I'm up for like 6 fucking hours, dog.
I brought my own bowl. I mean, I'm good. I'm just going to stand here. I'm good.
Right. No, I'm good. I'm good. You thirsty? Yeah, I got a cup right here. No, I got that. I'm cool. And you got to let the water run for a little bit. You got to flush the water. You got to flush it. Make sure it's good to go. But,
yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah. And and by the way, just to touch on Stephanie Santiago again, she also has a kid, so she's probably not an alpha woman. Well, she could be. However, you know, somebody did her right, and they busted all kinds of nuts, you know, in Stephanie Santiago, as they should. All kinds. And they did it for the culture, man. And I appreciate that dude for doing that. And
she is banging. If you didn't look it up, go look it up. She's pretty dope. I might start listening to lip service now just because of that. I like you too, Angela. You're a cool chick, but Stephanie Santiago's got you by slight margin.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you have it. That's us, the Corporate Streetz podcast. You can be listening to anybody in the world right now, but you're listening to us. And we want to thank you for that. Again, this is the Corporate Streetz podcast. This is the podcast where you shed a tear every time you hear the national anthem, but you get chills every time you hear the Rough Riders anthem. You know what I'm saying? Peace.